All right, folks, we're moving on to section 10.1, and now this involves circles. So lots of different things with circles. So some definitions here. I assume you can read through. Circle all the points in a plane equidistant from a given center point. Equidistant means equal distance. Radius is any segment with endpoints on the center and on the circle. Chord is a segment that has endpoints on the circle. Diameter is a chord that passes through the center. So here we are naming points. Parts of a circle. Hopefully you can see the color coordination there and you're able to get an idea of what we're looking for. Again, definitions here, same type of slide. So this one here says name the circle and identify a radius. You name a circle with the letter that's in the middle. So this right here represents circle F. Identify a radius is a distance from the middle to the edge. That's right here. Final answer is going to be B. Again, just being able to go through some things here and naming of stuff. So hopefully you can name those, take a look at some of those, read those over, get an idea of what we're talking about with a circle. And then now these are important equations that we're going to use with a circle. Circumference is the distance around the circle, which is 2 times pi times radius, or pi times diameter. So either of these two are both equal because the radius here is half the diameter. So if you have a diameter here, 2 times radius equals the diameter. So I'm not sure that was defined anywhere yet, but just so we're aware, diameter equals 2 times the radius, or, sorry, that's pi. 2 times the radius, or you take half of the diameter to get the radius. The area, amount of space in a circle, pi times radius squared. And remember, whenever you solve this problem, you want to square the radius and then multiply by pi. So this is an actual problem you want to take a look at. If they give us RT, RT is a diameter. It's a chord that goes through the middle. They want the length of QV. QV is half of that. So you're just dividing by 2. And again, all of these are the same measure. This is the same as this, which is the same as this, which is the same as that. And again, I'm talking from here to here. Those are all radii. Those are all the same distance. So this slide right here, QS is 26. That's the whole distance right here is 26. RV is half that distance right here. Half of 26 is 13. Half of 26 is 13. Next slide here, again, this is some key concepts. 2 circles are congruent if and only if they have congruent radii. So again, if they have the same radius, then the circles are the same. All circles are similar, this concept here. And this is probably a new concept, but concentric circles are coplanar. That means they're in the same plane, and they have the same center. So you can see this is a circle right here, and then this is a circle right here, and they are called concentric because they share the same middle point, the same center of the circle, which is A. Right here, this one asks you, this one says we have a diameter ST and QM. So ST and QM, and it says if ST is 18, find RS. Here's RS. RS is half of that, so RS is 9. QM is the whole thing, the whole diameter, so that's going to give us 18. Next slide here is now using that concept of diameters and going through and see what we can get here. So they give you the diameters of circle D, here's circle B, and here's circle A. So this is 4, this is 9, and this is 18. Find AC. So here's A and here's C right here. So if you take this entire diameter, if you take the entire diameter of circle B, that's 9, okay? And you're going to subtract this section right here, which is half of the diameter of DC. So DC is 4, you take half of that 4, you get 2, 9 minus 2, you get a final answer of 7. Final answer of 7. Final answer of 7. Next slide here, same concept. So taking a look at what we have here, the diameter of X. So this whole thing is 22. So from here to here is 22. And Y, you can see Y, this whole thing is 16. So from here to here, You take half of that as 8, so 22 plus 8, final answer of 30. So using the concept of diameters and some radius to see what we got here. This right here, circle has a diameter radius, so diameter times pi or twice, so this is circumference. Again, these are equations that we already showed you. Same with area. So now we're applying these into a chart form. So again, what we're trying to do here is we have this is radius, this is diameter, this is circumference, which equals pi times diameter, or 2 times pi times r, and the area is pi times radius squared. So working, you can see they're giving us all 4 different. We need to find everything from those 4. So the first one we start with, this is a radius. How do we go from radius to diameter? You multiply by 2, so you get 24 centimeters. So now you want to go from the diameter to the circumference, so that's going to be 24 pi. 24 pi. So again, this says we're going to try to fill in the chart with pi, but sometimes we're not going to be able to do that. And then for the area is pi times radius squared. Well, your radius was 12, so pi times radius squared. So that's going to give you that right there. So you could multiply that out. You could go 144 pi. You know, you could get a decimal and do all those things. So that one's probably easier to start with, radius, but sometimes you don't always have that. The next one here, they give us the diameter. So if we're going to go from diameter to radius, we're going to divide by 2, 2.4 kilometers. So that's how we get that way. I would go that way first. To go from diameter to circumference, we're going to go 4.8 times pi. And then to get the area, we're going to go pi times 2.4 squared. And again, whether we leave it like that or you can obviously expand it and get decimals and things like that from there. So the next one they give us in this case the circumference. So we have pi times diameter. So what I'm going to do is we have to now work backwards. I want to go this way. So 20 pi times diameter. So and again, so that equals pi times diameter. So what do? You want to get diameter by itself. We divide everything by pi. So your diameter is, hopefully everyone sees, that's going to be 20 inches. Sorry, that's a horrible 2 there. And then to go this way, divide by 2, 10 inches. And then now I can do the area. It's pi times radius squared. So pi times 10 squared, or pi times 100. Last one, they give us the area first. And now again, we're working backwards with this. So we have the 81 pi equals, and again, now we're working through an equation. Pi times radius squared equals that, okay, because that's what represents the area. So you divide pi out, so just divide that out. You have r squared equals 81. How do you get r by itself? Square root it. So r equals 9. So now we're going to go way over here. So that's 9, and that's in feet. To go from radius to diameter, you go times it by 2, you get 18 feet. And then the circumference is pi times diameter, so 18 pi. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to go from all different things to find something else and work through that chart, and that should make all the rest of these questions real easy. So this one right here, they say, you can read through that, find the circumference. They want you to find the circumference. So again, memorizing the equation, circumference is pi times diameter. Being able to solve from there. And then this one now they want you to do it on and find the circumference. So they give you a diameter of 120. D equals 120. Circumference is pi times diameter. So you take that, multiply by the pi, and you should get the answer A. You should get answer A. Next slide here, they say find the radius of a circle, and they give you the circumference. So circumference is 16.8, and we know that circumference is pi times diameter, or you could use circumference equals 2 times pi times r, because we want to find the radius. So now I would just plug in 16.8 equals 2 times pi times r. Now I would divide everything by 2 pi, and then I would output my final answer, which is about 2.67. That answer is going to be C. The answer is going to be C. Next one here says find the exact circumference. So to find the exact circumference, we're working through this one right here. This is a 45, 45, 90. So 45, 45, 90, this is 10. So these two are equal. Again, you go from a 45, 45, 90, you divide by the square root of 2. So that means we're going to do this here. So we get 10 square root of 2 over 2, which is 5 square roots of 2. And that represents the radius. So radius equals 5 square roots of 2. Remember, circumference is 2 times pi times r. So that's going to be 2 times pi times the 5 square root of 2. So when you multiply that 2 times the 5, you get 10 square roots of 2 pi. So final answer would be C. This example right here, try this one on your own. See if you can get that answer. And then the last one right here, we're going to get a final answer of B. So again, try those on your own. See if you can get there. Thank you. Thank you.